Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. This is another episode of Fishing with Fish School. I'm your host Kevin. Today I wanted to show you a knot that I use when I'm vertical jigging, say under a float or just directly under the boat. And I am going to show you how to tie the loop knot. Stay tuned. There's many different ways to tie a loop knot, but the one that I have found easiest is you go through the eye of the jig head and then you pull the tag end out, and I'd say give yourself a good 5 or 6 inches to work with. And then while holding the main line and the tag line, I take my middle finger and I make a loop around my index finger. Like that. And now inside the loop, I put the jig head through 3 times. I hear you don't want to do it less than 3 times. I hear the knot will slip. I've never tried it. I never tried it to see if the knot slips or not. So that's 1. 2, 3. Now this is the very important part. See, I put the jig head through the loop 3 times. Now what I do is I take the eye of the jig head and I grab the line with the jig head. I grab it and then I cinch it down to the eye. And then I pull the knot off of the jig head and then I cinch it really tight. And now what that gives me, it's about 1/2 of an inch of a loop. As you can see, there's a loop from the jig head to the knot. Now what you want to do is you want to cut off the tag end. And there it is, the loop knot. Now the reasons I use a loop knot is if I'm vertical jigging, like say I see a school of fish directly under the boat, this loop gives the jig head free range to move around. It's not stuck in one position. So when that's in the water, you don't have to do much with it. The jig head and the bait, whatever you're using, will move around freely with the current of the water. Same thing goes if you're using a bobber, say 2 feet above the hook, above the jig head. This will dangle under the bobber and it'll move freely underneath. And this is more for more finicky fish if you want to slow down. I mean, I like to cast out and retrieve these, but there's a lot of times when the fish just aren't cooperating, and this is one of those times. You want to make sure you have different knots for different situations, and the loop knot is definitely one of those knots. So, thank you for watching. This has been Fishing with Fish School. I'm your host, Kevin. Peace out.